Welcome back. Catalonia's deposed president, Carles Puigdemont, says he's not seeking asylum in Belgium after fleeing to Brussels. However, it also appears he won't be returning to Spain just yet.
What conditions would you return to Catalonia?
We're here in search of the guarantees that at the moment do not exist in Catalonia and Spain.
Well, Carles Puigdemont denied that he was claiming political asylum in Belgium after fleeing there after the tumultuous events here in Catalonia over the last few days. He said he had gone there for security reasons. He said his security had been diminished since Madrid took control of the Mossos Escuadra, that's the local police force here. However, he did not offer any timescale as to when he may return back to Catalonia, stating those security concerns and saying he would only return when there are guarantees in place. Now, we have also heard as a sideline from the Belgian Asylum and Migration State Minister, who has said that all Catalans are free to apply for political asylum in Belgium, and that includes former deposed leaders. Now, one of the reasons that Carles Puigdemont may not want to come back to Catalonia is because he and 19 others face some very serious charges in this country, including rebellion, sedition and misuse of public funds. Now, the maximum jail term for all of those charges is up to 30 years in jail. This is what Carles Puigdemont said in regards to those charges.
This is a lawsuit that perceives an idea and not a crime. It asks for 30 years for each one of us.
Well, Carles Puigdemont also said in that press conference that the complaints made by the Spanish prosecutor on Monday were not legally supported, and one of his colleagues at the press conference actually said that the charge of rebellion was akin to a charge of terrorism here in Spain. Now, we've been asking some Catalonians before that press conference what they made of the idea of their former leader fleeing to Belgium. Do you know where Carles Puigdemont is right now?
Sure.
Where?
Here in Barcelona, I think.
Where is he? In Girona. Now he's in Girona or in Parliament.
Where is he? Yeah. In Belgium, I think.
He is the president, and what he has to do is to be here and help the people here and not in Belgium.
He didn't have any other choice. I mean, I think that he went for political asylum.
I don't think that he fled, but I also think that he should be here, just like all the Catalans who supported him.
Even if Carles Puigdemont and those 5 former ministers are not seeking political asylum in Belgium, it seems that they will not be coming home to Catalonia anytime soon.
And in the meantime, tensions between Madrid and Catalonia show no signs of subsiding. On Monday night in Barcelona, police struggled to keep order as anti-fascist protesters came face to face with pro-unionists. Well, the rally had begun as a demonstration against the violence at an anti-independence protest on Sunday. But tensions soon rose as a group of anti-fascists confronted them. Despite some scuffles, no injuries were reported. Now back to our top story. Google has found no evidence that RT manipulated YouTube to influence the US elections. That's as media giants are set to testify in front of Senate later this Tuesday. And to discuss this further, I'm now joined by David Coburn, an MEP for the UK Independence Party. David, good to talk to you again. I mean, right, let's have a look at the nitty-gritty then. US officials still looking for evidence of collusion, while Google says there was none. I mean, what could there be that we haven't heard about yet?
Well, it seems like an enormous witch hunt. It's going back to the 1950s. Basically, the Democrats will never, ever forgive the Republicans for beating them, and especially Mr. Trump. And they're just blaming the Russians. They're trying to blame anyone. I mean, it's tantamount to the sort of nonsense you got in the 1950s when they said the Martians were invading. It's really quite ludicrous.
Well, I mean, no information was found, but RT still roundly attacked by the social media giants, so it seems. Why is it that they still keep going after RT?
Well, I think it's simply because they're not very happy that there's an alternative voice. I want many voices. I don't want just one voice. So, you know, I'm happy to have RT as well as having all the other BBC, CNN, and all the rest of it. You know, we want to hear as many voices as possible. If we're going to get the truth, we want to hear everything. I think just hearing one voice is not a good thing. And I think they want to get RT. They perceive it as being pro-Russian. Which, of course, it's obviously to a certain extent is, but I think they give a fairly good description of what's going on in the world. It's not complete, you know, it's not some sort of nonsense. So they're just after you just to give you a hard time. You know, they want to close you down. The liberal media just absolutely loathe everything that's got about Trump and anybody who supports him.
Well, let's also look at some of these facts and figures that have come out of this report then, David. And we've got less than 1% of all election-related tweets allegedly came from Russian accounts. That's what they're saying. These are their own figures. Could that then, less than 1% they're saying, could have handed Donald Trump victory?
I think not. Essentially, the American people are sick to death of being told what to think and what to do by the liberal media and the liberal elites, and also by the Democratic Party. They made an absolute disaster running the country. They wanted something different. They wanted someone who listened to them. Who was that guy? Donald Trump. He was elected, he was popular, and he's still popular.
And finally, David, just looking at this, then the social media giants, they're not giving up on the hunt for a Russian link. That's across all the platforms. Are you surprised by that?
No, not at all. This is their attitude with everything. If it doesn't agree with their version of events, they'll try and close it down. Well, sorry, that's not on. I want to hear many, many different voices right across the social media, across the media, television, radio, the lot. I want to hear as many voices I like and then make up my own mind. I don't want the liberal media making it up for me. Thank you very much.
And on that note, we leave it. David Coburn, MEP for UKIP, thank you for your thoughts.